On this edition of Newswatch 18, who in Ames may be under a boil water alert.
And also the tragedy that occurred during the Oklahoma State Homecoming Parade. That and more coming up on Newswatch at 8.
This is Newswatch 18. Newswatch 18 starts now.
Welcome to Newswatch at 8. I'm Garrett Kroger.
And I'm Dakota Carpenter. Thanks for watching.
A boil water alert has been issued for a portion of northeast Ames, meaning that residents of the area should use boiled bottled water or boiled tap water for at least 1 minute because of the potential for contamination with bacteria. According to the release by the City of Ames, around 3:30 p.m. Monday, a contractor working at the water plant hit an 18-inch water main, causing part of the distribution system to lose pressure. The water main is one of the 3 major mains that serve Ames. According to the city's website, and a significant portion of the water distribution system has been disrupted. The city will release a safe-to-drink notice when they deem the water safe again.
An unexpected accident on Saturday, killing 4 and leaving 47 injured, occurred in Stillwater, Oklahoma, during Oklahoma State University's homecoming parade. 25-year-old Adacia Chambers drove her car through a parked police motorcycle in a large group of people. Police say that she was driving under the influence of alcohol and she was arrested at the scene. Police have identified 4 victims, the youngest being 2 years old. Oklahoma State still played their game against Kansas and held a moment of silence for the victims prior to the game beginning.
Looks like Walmart may be hitting the skies in the near future. Walmart is looking to use drones to transport merchandise between distribution centers and possibly using it as a home delivery service. According to the company's spokesman, Brian Nick, Walmart has been testing drones indoors for months and asked the Federal Aviation Administration to allow them to put drones in the skies and conduct flight tests to see how the possible drone system would work. If permitted, Walmart would be able to fly the drones up to 400 feet in the air near targeted areas, neighborhoods, other Walmarts, and distribution centers. However, Walmart could not put a timetable on the plan.
Apple is currently battling a $5 million lawsuit regarding the new iOS feature Wi-Fi Assist. The feature will automatically switch a user's internet connection from Wi-Fi to cellular data when the Wi-Fi signal is not strong enough. Apple made a statement stating that the feature was designed to avoid slow internet connections while using Wi-Fi. iPhone users have seen their data charges skyrocket almost overnight. The lawsuit claims that Apple has misled consumers because Wi-Fi Assist is enabled by default. If you have iOS 9, you can turn off Wi-Fi Assist by going to Settings, Cellular, and then scrolling down to Wi-Fi Assist.
Here's Johnny. The Stanley Hotel, which is located in Estes Park, Colorado, is widely known in the horror world, but it plans on becoming even bigger in the horror industry. The hotel released a plan on opening a facility that would house a horror-themed museum, an auditorium, traveling exhibits, and a soundstage and production area. The Stanley is known as the hotel that inspired horror novel writer Stephen King to write The Shining. It estimates the project would cost $24 million and is seeking $11.5 million in Colorado tourism funding.
This year, many retailers are staying closed on Black Friday. REI employees will have Thanksgiving Day off as well as Black Friday off with pay. As for the 20% of sales that REI gets online this year, REI will be trying to lure customers away from shopping by diverting them to a cover screen, which will discourage customers from shopping and to instead explore the outdoors. REI CEO admitted that it will cause a dent in their revenue since Black Friday has been one of the top 10 sales days of the year.
China warned the U.S. Navy about its warship that came very close to an artificial island that it claims in the South China Sea. If the United States did recognize these man-made islands as Chinese territory, then the operation would have put the warship in Chinese sovereign territory. The United States hasn't breached the 12-mile limit since 2014, when China began massive dragging operation in creating these 3 artificial islands that it has in the South China Sea. a U.S. defense official that the operation was routine and that it was in accordance within international law.
The World Health Organization released a new report this week that places processed meats, including hot dogs and sausages, in the same category as smoking for causing cancer. In the report, it revealed that 2 slices of bacon increase the chance of colorectal cancer by 18%. The WHO said that it was important for the public to know this information, but that red meats still have a nutritional value to them. The meat industry was quick to attack the WHO by saying that the reports were biased and deceiving.
Looks like Donald Trump got trumped in the latest Iowa polls. Ben Carson, a former neurosurgeon, has beat Trump in the latest poll. Carson is the favorite choice for 28%, which is 9 points better than Trump's 19%. Carson's 28% was a 10-point increase from the previous Iowa poll, which was taken back in August. Trump fell 4 points from the August poll. Not only did the new poll show the increased support in Carson, but it also showed 2 of his perceived weaknesses, his lack of foreign policy and his research using fetal tissue during his medical career.
Stay tuned for more Iowa State news. You're watching Newswatch at 8.
The exciting week of homecoming kicked off for Iowa State this week with the first cuts of the Greek competition of Hell Like Yell, and Campbell has more about the tradition specifically unique to ISU and homecoming.
Homecoming kicks off for Iowa State this week, and with it comes the tradition of the Yell Like Hell competition between Greek pairings. Sororities and fraternities pair up and practice for a month and a half for a skit filled with stomping, spiriting, and of course, yelling.
I think our first practice was it was the first week of October. And yeah, we started off right off the bat with spiriting, which was a lot of fun. It was a good icebreaker.
You dance, do moves, you yell like a skit, you have main characters. And
there's a stomp, and then the fight song.
It's just a skit while dancing and yelling.
Co-chairs from each chapter begin work for Yell Like Hell many months before the competition, putting in hard work and effort to try and encourage everyone to be loud and hopefully get painted.
Well, basically you just start off by thinking of an idea, like a creative idea, one that you think will be different from another group, and then you start writing the script and getting an outline for what you guys want to do, and then you build on from your idea. So then you add chants that go along with things, and you have to include script, or you have to include traditions,
writing
and
the stomp, going through and making sure you're covering a lot of Iowa State traditions too, really.
Yeah, and then coming up with really choreography that you think will help you stand out from other groups is really important.
It's a pretty long process. We started at the end of the school year last year, starting to come up with ideas for what we wanted to do already this fall.
Yeah.
And so we just you have to go out and be the loudest and most exciting group out there.
Yeah, do what makes you stand out.
Yes.
8 teams advance to the second round of cuts for Yell Like Hell, happening Wednesday night on Central Campus, so be sure to go out and support the Greek community in all their hard work. Brianna Campbell, ISU TV.
As a part of homecoming, the Greek community will host a Greek trick-or-treat from 6 to 8 p.m. Tuesday in the sunroom of the Memorial Union for free. There will be many activities such as ring toss, face painting, bingo, bag toss, twister, and bowling for children in kindergarten through 5th grade and family members of the Ames community. Many prizes will be offered for the best overall costume, scariest costume, cutest costume, most creative costume, and the best group costume.
With the winter coming soon, one club at Iowa State offered mechanical services to the Ames residents. Jared Calvert has the story.
Winter is right around the corner. For the Agricultural Systems and Technology Club, that means holding one of their biggest fundraisers of the year. Last weekend, the AST Club held their annual snowblower service days. Colin Connor, the club's president, talked about the services provided during the event.
We work with the Ames community. They bring them in, or we go out and pick them up. We change the spark plug, change the oil, grease them, and then clean them up and make sure they're starting running so they have them all winter for the snow. It's $25 for people who drop them off, and then if they want them picked up, we charge them $15 extra along with that $25.
The club uses the money to fund industry tours each semester.
We are 100% funded by our snowblower and lawnmower service days, which take place in the spring. Coming up in 2 weeks, we're going to John Deere in Waterloo, Kinsey Manufacturing, Monsanto Grinnell Production, which is a seed corn facility, and Sukup Manufacturing.
club members work hard during the service days, but have fun while doing so.
It's a great way for club members to socialize, meet new people. We have a lot of new freshmen this year, so it's a great way to get to know everybody.
It's a way for the club to interact with the community as well.
I can tell you there's a lot of customers that's been coming for years, and you keep seeing them every year, ever since I've been here as well. So it's a great way for us to get involved with the Ames community.
From Suka Paul, Jared Calvert, ISU TV.
The AST Club serviced a total of 90 snowblowers over the weekend.
The ISU community gathered Saturday morning for a day of community service called SciServe Day. The day that arrives once every semester is dedicated to helping the ISU and Ames communities. The 312 students who signed up to volunteer had the choice to clean up Ames High School, paint the walls of the KHOI radio station, sort food, clothing, and toy donations, paint banners for Dance Marathon, make tie blankets for Project Linus, and many others. SciServe hopes to add more collaboration with other student organizations next semester and increase organization merchandise like Love Your Melon and Access.
Experienced ISU staff members looking for an opportunity to aid in research are in luck, as the university has an opening for an Associate Vice President for Research. Sarah Nesser, Vice President for Research, hopes to fill the position with an experienced member of the ISU faculty. With Iowa State being among the top research universities in America, she says she wants to be sure only the most qualified individual is put in the position. The position helps advance research at Iowa State by creating programs and serves to support Iowa State's research through work to increase campus research capacity and forming relationships with people who would sponsor research at the university.
Undergraduates had an opportunity to look over many of the possible majors here at Iowa State today. Taylor Mankel has the story.
Iowa State University hosted its Majors Fair today here in the Great Hall, where undergraduate students who are yet to decide their major get to look around and see all the different options Iowa State has, with different incentives too. 129 different majors participated in this fair to try and help undergraduates here at Iowa State find their path. Many students took advantage of this free opportunity, browsing through endless booths and tables, learning all they can from the different faculty. From freshmen trying to find their way to seniors searching for a new passion, all were present and willing to soak it in.
Still look as an option, since I'm open to option, to see like what different things are and what classes I might have to take. I'm going to look around and see like what type of jobs there are available and stuff after.
With so many options here at ISU, it is imperative for students to be able to look through the possibilities and be able to discuss one-on-one with representatives of different areas of education. Having the ability to have them all in one place at one time makes things even easier to compare.
It's a really unique opportunity to have all the majors in one place where students can just come in and browse and even just see what majors are here, because there's so many majors at ISU. Sometimes people don't even know that certain ones exist.
Many majors attract different students with a number of different things. Some with visuals like signs, brochures, and handouts. Others go a more vocal way with all conversations leading students in. And some bring them in with a boatload of candy. A great place to absorb some information, or if all else fails, get some free candy. For Art Noon, I'm Taylor Mankel.
Student government hosted an Ames City Council candidate forum Friday night, in which it asked candidates a series of student-centered questions. The forum was organized by Student Government Director of Special Events David Moore and took place at the Memorial Union. Student Government Senator Cole Button moderated the discussion. Each candidate was asked about 4 key topics: affordable housing, the integration of students into the Ames community, transportation, and the retention of ISU students in Ames. After graduation, the Ames City Council election will take place November 3rd.
We're now joined by Brandon at the desk, and maybe he can give us some information on when this rain is going to end.
You know, it's looking like it could move out tomorrow morning.
Okay.
We'll have all the full details coming up. Welcome back to the show, everybody. I'm Brandon Libby. We've got a kind of chilly conditions out there right now, 48 degrees, and that rain is still falling out there. We've got the east-northeast winds at 6 miles an hour. The current temps out there are in the upper 40s right now, a couple of 50s mixed in, 50 in Des Moines, 46 out over in Council Bluffs, and 49 in Sioux City. So it's a little on the cold side. That's because we've got those east winds generally out of the east, 17 miles an hour in Waterloo, 13 in Mason City, a nice 6 degrees here in Des Moines, and 0 in Fort Dodge. Now, that rain is a big story. We've seen that all day today, and it's just been this annoying, nagging rain. That'll finally begin to move out tomorrow morning, and you see some nice clearing down to the south in Kansas and Nebraska. That'll begin to move our way. This rain is actually the remnants of Hurricane Patricia, the one that was set a world record for the strongest wind speed for a hurricane ever recorded. That has now made its way. It's obviously not that strong. That's kind of weakened. But as that low begins to move off to the east, you'll see the clouds begin to come with it, and we should see some clearing. But the big story, some snow even up in Minnesota, the first snow of the year for them, and that will actually begin to track its way southward up to parts of northern Iowa. They could see their first snowflakes of the season. Nothing too much accumulation-wise, but as we move on through tonight, you'll see as that low moves off, we've already got around 3/10 of an inch of rain here in Ames, and that'll just increase throughout the night by another 3/10, probably 0.61 we can look to finish off in Waterloo, and 0.46 in Des Moines. Now, for lows tonight, we're still staying right around the temperature that we're seeing right now, 48 in Ottumwa, 47 in Marshalltown, and 46 in Waterloo. Highs tomorrow are going to be very cold, not what we're used to. Now, average this time of year is about 60 degrees, so we're a little on the cool side, 55 in Ottumwa and 52 in Marshalltown. Now for tonight, a low of 45. We'll have that rain shower sticking around. We could see another 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch possible, and that east wind at 5 to 15 miles an hour. Tomorrow morning, we'll wake up to that rain, but it'll begin to move off, and we'll see some partly cloudy skies later on. 51 degrees for the high. It'll be gusty with winds gusting to about 30 miles an hour, so it's going to be a breezy one. Hold on to your hat. As we move in through the week, 50 degrees for Thursday. We're still staying pretty cool. 54 on Friday with partly cloudy skies. Our next shot of rain comes Saturday with a 60% chance. That looks to be our best shot of rain. But you notice after that, our temperatures just begin to climb back into the nice middle 60s and clear skies to start your week, guys.
Welcome back to Newswatch. I'm Taylor Mankel with your Cyclone Sports Report. The Iowa State volleyball team prepares for arguably the most important match thus far this season as Kansas travels to Ames to face the Clones on Wednesday. Iowa State is coming off a big win in Waco, Texas against the Baylor Bears. This win came in 3 sets as the Cyclones were actually outkilled 39-34. This was ISU's first sweep while trailing in kills since 2007. The Jayhawks come into Ames ranked in the top 10 and only having 1 loss on the season. The match will be televised on ESPNU at 6 p.m. To say a lot happened at the football media conference on Monday would be an understatement, as Paul Rhodes released information about the change in offensive coordinator from Mark Mangino to Todd Sturdy, the official change of starting quarterback from Sam Richardson to Joe Lanning, and the extent of defensive leader Kamari Cotton-Moya's injury, probably costing him the rest of the season. All this news coming off a gutsy performance in Waco against Baylor, holding the nation's best offense to 10 second-half points. Iowa State plays next at home this Saturday against Texas at 6 p.m. The men's golf team finished tied for 11th at the Bridgestone Golf Collegiate Tournament in North Carolina on Monday. Iowa State shot a 3-round total of .899. That was without their top performer, Nick Vogt, who is currently competing in the Asia Pacific Amateur Championships this week. Colin Foster led the Cyclones with a .218 3-round total, finishing tied for an individual 24th place. This was the last tournament of the fall season for the Cyclones, who won't hit the course again until January 29th with the Arizona Intercollegiate in Tucson. The Iowa State tennis team competed in its second of 3 fall tournaments this Sunday at Drake Jamboree in Des Moines. The Cyclones fared well on the weekend, finishing with a 14-7 record. A match made in doubles heaven continued to impress early, as the couple that is Samantha Budai and Lisa Boos cruised this weekend, going 5-0. Another Cyclone standout was Anna Kutula, winning in 3 sets over K-State's Maria Patatai, boosting her to 7-1 in singles play. ISU will wrap up fall play in Daytona, Florida at the Juan Carton Wildcat Invitational next weekend. That's all I have for sports here on Newswatch. Stay tuned for more.
latest entry in the expanding comics to TV universe gave CBS a solid opening, as the newest series, Supergirl, premiere averaged 12.9 million viewers in a special 8:30 slot behind The Big Bang Theory on Monday, according to preliminary Nielsen figures, making it this fall's biggest new series opener. The newest superhero series centers around all-worldly Superman's cousin, Kara Danvers, as she attempts to use her newfound powers to protect National City against its toughest opponents.
It was a big day for Norwegian Cruise Line fans on Sunday as the company's largest ship ever set sail with paying passengers for the first time. With 16 public decks and room for more than 5,000 people, the 164,600-ton Norwegian Escape is the fifth biggest cruise vessel ever built, dwarfing all about a handful of Royal Caribbean ships. Constructed over the past 17 months at the Meyer Werft shipyard in Papenburg, Germany, Escape departed nearby Hamburg on a 2-night voyage to Southampton, England.
This past Saturday night, Freeman Residence Hall put on their annual haunted house. Dakota Carthen has the story.
This past Saturday night, students in the house came together to decorate their hall floor in different themes.
So the first one is like kind of a carnival type theme. The second one is just, I think, a variety of different things. We have a werewolf in there, somebody with a gas mask, things like that. Third is a like doll type scary one. That's why I'm dressed up like a small girl. And then Graveyard is fourth.
I'm on the third floor in Balmer and the doll theme. We went to Hobby Lobby and got a bunch of doll parts and doll faces, and we went to Goodwill and got dolls, and we were just kind of torn them apart and hung them from the ceiling and all sorts of things.
The house also likes to give back to the community. They collected canned food items to give back to Ames.
I'm excited to raise a lot of canned goods for the community and also just to have a good time, put on a good show for all the students here, and it's free, so it's going to be a really fun time scaring everyone.
Students living in the residence hall were just as excited for the house as ISU students were to attend. Don't worry if you missed out this weekend, because it's not too late to get a scare in. This upcoming weekend, Helzer Residence Hall is putting on a haunted house too. Dakota Carthen, ISU TV.
And that's all we have for this edition of Newswatch.
Come back Thursday for more Cyclone news, weather, and sports.
Have a great night, Ames.